Hello everyone, welcome to Brain Bloom. In this video, we are starting a new series on fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are one of the most important parts of the Indian Constitution. They protect our freedom, equality, and dignity. In today's video, we will understand what are fundamental rights, why are they called fundamental, how did they become a part of our Constitution, how did the US Bill of Rights influence India, what is Part 3 of the Constitution, what do Articles 12 to 35 explain, who can claim these rights, and which rights are available only to Indian citizens and which are available to everyone. Don't worry, I will explain everything in a very simple and easy to understand language. So, let's get started. Now, let's understand what fundamental rights are. Fundamental rights are the basic rights given to us by the Indian Constitution. These rights are very important because they protect our freedom, equality, dignity, and personal liberty. They make sure that every person is treated fairly and equally. They also protect us from unfair or unlawful actions by the government. Fundamental rights are the foundation of Indian democracy. They help every person live with respect, freedom, and justice. In simple words, fundamental rights are the basic rights that every person needs to live a safe, free, and dignified life. Now, you may wonder, why are these rights called fundamental? They are called fundamental because they are necessary for every person to live a free, safe, and respectful life. These rights protect our freedom, ensure that everyone is equal before the law, and protect our dignity. They also stop the government from using its power unfairly. Because of these rights, people can live with equality, respect, and justice. That is why fundamental rights are considered the foundation of a democratic country like India. Now, let's learn about the history of fundamental rights. The idea of fundamental rights did not start in India. It developed over many years in different countries. One important step was the Magna Carta in England in 1215, which limited the powers of the king and protected some basic rights. Later, the US Bill of Rights in 1791 guaranteed important freedoms such as freedom of speech and freedom of religion. In India, the demand for fundamental rights became stronger during the freedom struggle. The Nehru Report of 1928 and the Karachi Resolution of 1931 asked for basic rights for all Indians. After independence, the Constituent Assembly included these rights in the Constitution. Finally, on the 26th of January 1950, when the Constitution came into force, fundamental rights became a part of Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Influence of the US Bill of Rights. The idea of fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution was inspired by the US Bill of Rights. The US Bill of Rights protects important freedoms such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to equality. While writing the Indian Constitution, the makers of our Constitution studied these ideas and included similar rights for the people of India. However, they also changed them to suit India's needs, culture, and diverse society. That is why India's fundamental rights are inspired by the US Bill of Rights, but they are designed especially for India. Now, let's talk about Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Part 3 contains the fundamental rights. It includes Articles 12 to 35. These articles explain the rights that protect our freedom, equality, and dignity. They also protect people from unfair actions by the government. Because it guarantees these important rights, Part 3 is often called the Magna Carta of India. Now, let's talk about Articles 12 to 35. All the fundamental rights are given in Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. These rights are covered from Article 12 to Article 35. Article 12 explains what the word state means. Article 13 says that if any law goes against our fundamental rights, that law can be cancelled by the courts. From Article 14 to Article 32, the Constitution explains the different fundamental rights given to us. Finally, Articles 33 to 35 explain how these rights can be applied in special situations and give Parliament the power to make laws related to them. So, whenever you hear Articles 12 to 35, remember that they are the articles that explain and protect our fundamental rights. Who can claim fundamental rights? Who can enjoy fundamental rights? Some fundamental rights are only for Indian citizens. For example, the right to freedom under Article 19. But some fundamental rights are for everyone, including foreigners living in India. For example, the right to equality before the law and the right to life. So, remember this simple rule. Some fundamental rights are only for Indian citizens, while others are available to every person in India. That's all for today's introduction to fundamental rights. I hope you now have a basic understanding of what fundamental rights are and why they are important in our constitution. In the next video, we will learn about the right to equality, Articles 14 to 18, with simple explanations and real-life examples. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to BrainBloom. Also, press the bell icon so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Keep learning with BrainBloom.